Okay, in this podcast, we're going to talk about halfway cuts. Now, halfway cuts have been a real hot topic since Liv Golf came along and didn't have a halfway cut. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think halfway cuts are a joke and it has to be changed. Halfway cuts. So I can imagine all the traditional golfers sat there now watching this are about to absolutely throw stones at me, because obviously the traditional golf fan believes that halfway cuts should be an integral part of professional golf. And I agree, but not in its current format. I think it's an absolute joke that a professional sportsman playing at the elite level of their sport can go to an event, be part of that entertainment product, and walk away losing money. It is absolutely ridiculous. I've always thought it was ridiculous. Now, Liv Golf has gone too far the other way with no cut and 120 grand for last place. I totally agree with that. But there's no way that a professional golfer should turn up at an event, like I've just said, and walk away with nothing. And I'm going to get into the bones of that right now. So why do I think that halfway cuts are a joke? So this is more about the up-and-coming golfer rather than the established golfer, okay? So many of you who've watched the channel for a long time will know that my brother is a professional caddy over in the US. And he caddies for a lot of Corn Ferry guys. He's caddied for, you know, some of the women pros that are on the sort of like minor tours trying to get onto the LPGA Tour. And for those up-and-coming players, it's incredibly hard if they don't have a lot of financial backing. The amount of pressure that they feel straight away to get instant success, to try and get their career up and running, is, I think, totally unfair. And one of the biggest reasons for this is the fact that if you miss a cut, you walk away with losing money. You have to pay your hotel fees. You've paid your entrance fee to get in. You've had to pay your caddy. You've had to pay for your food and your restaurants or whatever. You know, and for a lot of up-and-coming players that just need a little bit of time to just bed themselves into professional golf, just find their feet and then really push on and make a career out of it, they run out of money and then they've lost their chance to become a professional golfer. And it wasn't because they didn't have the talent. It was because of the way that the golf pro circuit is structured with halfway cuts that has prevented them from having that opportunity. So I think that actually there should be a halfway cut. I am not saying there shouldn't be a halfway cut. There definitely should be a halfway cut. But the money should be taken out of the winnings at the top 10 slightly. And then everyone who misses the cut gets a small payment that covers their costs of the event and possibly just has a little bit extra on top. So let's just say that, you know, the typical cost for an event would be, I don't know, I don't know what it is, to be honest, but I'm guessing it'd be somewhere around maybe $4,000. By the time you've travelled there, you've paid your flight to get there, you've paid your hotel fee, you paid your entrance fee, you paid your caddy, you paid for your food, I would imagine that it'd be around $4,000. So I would say that for every person who misses the cut, they should get $5,000. Now, if you took $5,000 and gave it to the 70-odd players that missed the cut, the amount of money that comes to, that you have to take out of the top end, is absolutely nothing. It's nothing. It's not going to affect the purse at the top of the leaderboard at all, but it's going to help support the game at the lower level. You know, everyone talks about meritocracy in golf and being able to earn your way forward. Well, the way the halfway cut is set up at the moment, it's just wrong. You know, you've got to give these people a chance to find their feet, to get used to professional golf. Yeah, not everyone is like blinking, Aberg, who just comes out and he's an absolute stud, he's an absolute star, and he starts winning golf tournaments. A lot of these players have got the talent. They're good enough to make it, but they need time. And if they don't have a massive financial backing, which a lot of them don't, and Grant, my brother, has seen this on numerous occasions, where he knows that these players have got the talent, but they've just run out of money and they're forced to just give up on their dream of being a professional golfer. And it's just wrong. Honestly, it really makes me mad. So please get in the comments and let me know whether you agree with me on this. You know, it seems like it's a no-brainer to me It's going to support the golf ecosystem so much better by allowing those players that while they start off and, they may miss a lot of cuts, that isn't the end of their career. It still gives them time to find their feet. I feel really strongly about this. There's no other sport in the world. Can you imagine if you turned up to Premier League football and said, by the way, if you lose today, you're not getting your wages and actually you've got to give us some money? I mean, they just look at it as if you were absolutely stupid. It doesn't happen in any other professional sport, and I don't think that it should happen in golf either. So, on the Liv Golf thing, the fact that every player picks up money, but it's too far. It's too far the other way. It's the money's ridiculous for finishing last place, and it's one of the big criticisms with Liv. But I have to say that the polar opposite side of that, with people missing the cut and earning no money whatsoever, is just as bad. In my opinion, it's just as bad a situation. So, I think, like I've said, get in the comments, let me know whether you agree with me on this or not. Some people might say, well, that's the way it's always been, Craig. That's not a good enough reason. There could be hundreds, if not thousands of players over the last 50 years who could have gone on to have an amazing career in professional golf because of their talent, but they just didn't have the time because they didn't have the finances to do it. And I just think this simple change, it's something that is so easily done. And for the PGA Tour, that's supposed to be seen to be, all about meritocracy, bringing players through, developing players. Well, this is something that they could do, which would be a massive plus point for them. It'd be a massive PR tick in the box if they did this. Please get in the comments. Let me know whether you agree with this. As you can see, I feel really strongly about this. And I believe that it should be done, and it should be done for next season. Okay, I look forward to reading your comments. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next podcast.